The matter for discussion shall, if possible, be referred to the President of the Senate before commencement of the day's sitting. The President of the Senate shall refuse to allow the claim. Notice shall not be dispensed with in the case of a motion or in respect of any other proceeding for which notice is required, except with the consent of the President of the Senate and the general assent of the senators present.
About to move a motion. Okay, thank you. But Russia. Senator Goje has mentioned about rising food prices in the market, and he would like to take it up. Is it the wish of the Senate that he be allowed to proceed under Order 41 and 51? Those in favor.
Inputs, which is a big problem to the livelihood of millions of Nigerian farmers. The Senate and special permissions for large-scale importation of food products. Note that the lowering of the cost of food products has brought succor to Nigerians, but at the same time created special problem for the Nigerian farmers. Note that while the prices of farm produce have been going down, that of the farm inputs, especially fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, etc., have remained extremely high. Further concern that the ongoing market distortion has resulted in massive post-harvest losses, as farmers are unable to sell their produce at fair or profitable rates, leading to wastage, spoilage, income erosions, the livelihood of millions almost entirely on farming. In farm gate prices may discourage farmers from investing in the next planting season, posing a clear and present danger of reduced domestic food production, widespread rural economic stagnation, and worsening of the already fragile national food security situation. Observe that the enormous labor, time, and resources invested by farmers will be wasted without urgent and deliberate government intervention to stabilize agricultural markets, protect local producers, and sustain economic activities in the rural areas of the country. Also observes that Nigeria's growing dependence on food aid distort local markets, as well as discourage the development of agro-processing industries, thereby exposing the national economy to global price volatility and foreign exchange pressures. And further observes that effective coordination between MDAs, state governments, community boards, agricultural cooperatives, and other relevant stakeholders is critical to improved market linkages. Accordingly resolves 1. A. Urge the federal government to A. Design and implement a comprehensive special emergency intervention package for farmers affected by the current collapse in agricultural produce prices to cushion their losses and ensure household stability. B. Establish a benchmark minimum price framework for major agricultural commodities and implement a guaranteed off-take program. C. And other farm inputs. And D. Prioritize investment in strategic agricultural infrastructure, including storage facilities, rural roads, processing centers, and irrigation systems to reduce post-harvest losses and boost profitability of farmers. And finally, urge the federal government to review the current import waiver and special import permit policy in such a way that
Receive Senator Wamako.
Mr. President, my dear colleagues, Goje, bring the price of foodstuff. Equally, Mr. President, the high cost of fertilizer and other insecticides needed to boost agricultural sector is alarming. So it needs to be addressed in a very positive and more. So I will second the motion, Mr. President. Thank you.
This is Senator Danduse.
Mr. President, my respected colleagues, this motion is timely and is very important to the development of this country. If you look at it, more than 60% of Nigerian population depend on agriculture, and the very unfortunate situation of this importation of most of the agricultural products from overseas are the major challenge that cause this problem, because those countries, they have subsidy for their food items in their country. And it was learned reliably that as the Ministry of Finance that imported even this very important, because most of this insecurity in this country, because in the 6 geopolitical zones we have, majority of our farmers are devastated this year, and that is the honest truth. And I urge this very important house, which is the voice of the masses, to look at this very important motion, because we cannot even face our masses with the current situation where a bag of fertilizer incident. I to use your very esteemed office to ensure that this subsidy is removed, is ensured for these farmers, and also the stopping of importation of food, so that our internal economy will be developed. Our farmers will have a breeze so that they can achieve a sustainable economic development. Nigeria is blessed. We can feed Africa. We can feed the whole world, but we are relying on importation. What is the essence of using our dollars to go and import and make the farmers of other countries to be self-sufficient, while our farmers are becoming ravaged and devastated? Mr. President, this bill is timely and is very important for the economic development of this, to support this very important bill, because our farmers are in serious challenge as regard to the situation we are. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Karimi.
Thank you, Mr. President. My colleagues, my name is Karimi Sunday Steve. I represent the people of Kogi West. My colleagues, we have to be very careful when dealing with this motion. We are all aware of the insecurity in the country, where farmers cannot even go to the farm. The problem of food security. There was a time in this country sold for almost 180,000 naira, and we blame it on government of food items by allowing importation for some time, and that has helped to bring down prices of food items. And now our farmers are crying that the prices are going down too much. They want it to be high. When the prices are going higher, they blame it on government. When the prices go down, they blame it on government. And government is making effort to reduce cost of living in this country. So we must be able to strike a balance between the two options. Incentive to them in terms of equipment, in terms of seedlings and all that. But that does not mean we should allow prices of food items to continue to rise. So we must be able to strike a balance. I believe encouraging prices to go down is the best. So we shouldn't, just because of farmers, allow prices to continue to increase. Thank you.
Senator Ibizagwa.
The President of the Senate, my very distinguished colleagues, my name is Olajide Emmanuel Ikinshagba, PhD. I represent Ondo North Senatorial District. I am supporting this motion raised by Senator Goje because it's a very topical motion. that is very, very timely. Now, the issue of bringing up prices for essential commodity is something to look at very, very seriously, because when you are looking at it, prices and supplies are issue based on demand and supply. This is a very, very it has an economical fundamental points, because what we should be looking at today is how do we regulate prices, not on a particular item of the farmers. Of course, we were Dangote refineries and we were led to the fertilizer companies. Very soon, Dangote Industries will be producing, will be the largest factory producing fertilizer almost in the whole world. And as such, this is good omen coming to us. The blessings of God should not be a curse. We have no reason to talk of regulating prices to higher. No. Even at 52, it's still high for poor people. But this point I've raised is where the issues are. For example, in my own locality, my selectoral district, we have a silo having a silo cluster of grains, and this silo cluster is still uncompleted up to this moment. So that tells you, and it's in billions, those establishments. So my colleagues, what I'm advising is we urge the federal government to complete all our silos. 2, we urge the federal government to make use of the silos by buying up the products and so on and so forth.
I thought you were addressing
that's it. Thank you.
I thought you were addressing the chair, but you just turned around. you turned around I said, my colleagues. And so I was wondering, if you are going to do that, then we take another person to speak. You can sit down.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, I was addressing you, but I have to appeal with them.
I know. When you said my colleagues. Yes, this is Senator Idiot Oloransi.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Immediate Oluwansi Adebule, I represent the good people of Lagos West. Let me also start by commending the federal government. Are concerned. They really done well, and we must commend them, we must appreciate them. Because what has brought us here, I'm a bit taken aback to hear us talking about price control, particularly that has to do with food items. I think Nigerians are enjoying it the way it is. They want the price to go down the more, even than what we have now. So for us to now be talking about having to now be controlling it, I think we should think about it seriously. Again, I must also mention that when we talk about federal government, what happened to this is very important. This is one thing we must also urge all the state government to please pay attention for this 2026 to look these silos will bring the succor that we are looking for. Can we then, this August House, advise the Ministry of Agri to do the needful in terms of completing the silos? Mr. President, I'm particularly concerned that we are thinking of looking at this. We should leave the price the way they are. If we can bring it down, the more, the better for Nigeria, and that is what I subscribe to. Mr. President, thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Yes. One person should speak from here, senatorial district. Mr. Policy. The government has to cushion the effect of this scarcity. There's no doubt that we have come through a period of very shortage of food supply, which was occasioned by the insecurity that paralyzed agricultural production in Nigeria. And now that things are appearing to be easing, at least in the last 2 weeks, we've not had anything about insecurity. What government has done is the right thing. The prices that have come down is to the benefit of the ordinary citizens of this country. So we cannot do anything that will raise prices again. What we ought to be doing now is to encourage local food production. Government should do everything to encourage our agricultural farmers. Our farmers should be encouraged with support, with some inputs. Let them be in a position to produce more. It will continue to skyrocket from across our borders, and it has produced the required results. Prices have come down. So we have to do everything to maintain this decline in prices while encouraging robust agricultural practices. Farmers should be encouraged with inputs to be able to go back to farming. And as they say, we'll be looking forward to when our local farmers will begin to produce more and also sell their items at the prevailing market prices. So I want this is not going to solve any problem. Instead, it will reintroduce scarcity of food resources. So whatever the intention is, we should commend government for making it possible. The grain reserves, we need to sustain our farmers and encourage them with subsidies, items that will make them increase food production and supply. I thank you, Mr. President, and on this note, I say that it is good for us to keep the prices down as much as we can. Thank you very much. Whip.
The civil senators, animals, go away with your FDF. Prayers. Prayer 1, design and implement a comprehensive special emergency intervention package to ensure household stability. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, establish a benchmark minimum price framework. Government purchases produce directly from farmers at the benchmark price to stabilize the market. Those in support of prayer.
Amendment to this. Amendment to this. An amendment to this prayer.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohammed Tahir Munguno. I establish a benchmark minimum price purchases produce directly from farmers at the benchmark price to stabilize the market by way of establishing commodity boards. By way of establishing commodity boards. Because if you can recall, in the first, when we have commodity boards, when this type of scenario crops up, the commodity boards will offtake all these surpluses with a view to stabilizing the prices. And I can recall Mr. President equally introduced a bill on the establishment of cocoa, agitating for the establishment of cocoa board, palm oil board, groundnut board, and what have you, cotton board and what have you. So the establishment of these commodity boards will serve as a way of stabilizing the prices.
Senator Wako.
Mr. President, further amendment to this prayer 2. We should not determine prices of commodities. We should allow the market to determine prices. We are once there. We once had price control boards decide the prices. Thank you.
So are you supporting the prayer?
No, I'm amending the prayer to avoid
there's already a prayer on ground. If you are supporting the the prayer as amended, you say so.
So,
if you are not,
I'm
then
supporting the prayer as amended to remove putting a price benchmark, which allow the market forces to decide the price is not fixing the price because that will really produce more negative consequences.
well, the further amendment seems to have eroded the initial amendment because Senator Mongoro, are you in agreement with what he said? Those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. Well, the ayes have it, particularly for fertilizers and other farm inputs. Those in support of this say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prioritize investment in strategic agricultural infrastructure, including storage facilities, rural roads, processing centers, irrigation systems to reduce post-harvest losses and boost profitability of farmers. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. Import permit policy in such a way that Nigerian farm produce can compete favorably with imported ones. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Additional prayer. Additional prayer, sir.
Yes, additional prayer. Senator Roland.
Additional prayer 3, urge all state governments to prioritize investment in strategic agricultural infrastructure, including storage facilities, rural roads, processing centers, and irrigation system to reduce post-harvest losses and boost profitabilities of farmers. I so submit.
Any seconder? No seconder. Okay.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, to the motion to add state governments, to urge state governments to support the federal government in encouraging investment in agriculture.
Those in support of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me thank the Senator Goje for bringing this motion and pray that the resolutions here will do more for the nation. And thank you the federal government of Nigeria, headed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for for all the efforts they are doing to reduce the prices of products and to ensure that agricultural inputs are made available. I also want to thank our colleagues because I've seen a lot of senators farm implements, and this of course distributing a lot of is made available, and then of course prices are lower than what they are now, and the farmers will gain more Nigerians wherever they are. I thank you all. Yes.
Point of order. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Titus Statengizam. I represent Benue Northwest Senatorial District. Mr. President, I come under Order 1B and Order 41 and 51. With your kind permission, may I proceed?
Yeah, proceed.
Okay. Mr. President, Order 1B reads, in all cases not provided for in this standing order, or by seasonal or other orders or practice of the Senate, the Senate shall by resolution regulate its procedure. And order 41 and 51 are matters of urgent public importance. Mr. President, standing on these very important orders, I wish to draw the attention of the Senate to a recent social media reportage that alluded to the fact that Mr. President, Mr. Senate President is dead.
What is it?
In London. That you are dead in the London hospital.
Who? You?
That the Senate President is the number 3 citizen of Nigeria.
I say, Senator Zam. Sorry, are you part of the proceedings today?
No.
Because I thought I heard you say you are dead. If you are dead, how come you are here?
Mr. President, may you protect me.
You are not going it off.
No, this is a very serious matter. Number 3 citizen of Nigeria. Such reports about you, your person, and your office need to be investigated. Because it's not only you that was reported in this negative manner. The former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, was equally reported a few days ago to have died. This is not a good report about the leaders of our country. And there is the urgent need for us to put minority in order, to not just investigate when sanctions are meted out who engages in such an infamous and dangerous act against the leadership of our democracy and our country. So I want to crave the indulgence of my colleagues to support that this matter be taken up seriously with a view to sanctioning those who are behind this. Please, thank you very much.
Need any exhaustive deliberations. So I will say that your point of order is sustained. However, you have to know of a business tycoon when the person is not dead, and they also said the former head of state, General Gowon, is dead when he was alive, attending the last Christmas carol. And I don't know. I think all we can do is to. Is it the view of the Senate that this matter be referred to the National Security Advisor, the DSS, to investigate? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. That is how it. I think that's all we can do. You can't stop people from writing. You know, the internet is garbage in, garbage out. So you can't stop people from putting in garbage.
Mr. President, name of Senator SB 106.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Nigerian Academy of Science Establishment Bill 2025, SB
Science Establishment Bill 2025, SB 106, first reading taken. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleague, the second business of the day is presentation of a bill standing in the name of Senator Adebule Idayat Oluranti on the Firearms Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 978. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Firearms Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 978, first reading.
Distinguished colleagues, Firearms Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 978, first reading taken.
Ambassadorial Anekon. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President,
distinguished colleagues, Companies and Allied Matters Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 979, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleague, the fourth business of the day is presentation of a bill standing in the name of Senator Titus Zam Tatenga on the survey coordination bill. Title of the bill.
Coordination Bill 2025 SB 981. First reading.
Distinguished colleagues.
Mr. President, distinguished on the following errors, and wish to invite the Clerk of Senate to read the short.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators,
colleagues, fallen heroes and family recognition support bill.
Mr. President, very distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the first order of the day should have been the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Finance. But Mr. President, I need to let you and distinguished colleagues know that the committee is still working on production of the report. And in that regard, production of the report, take the second. And the second, please. And the second, no, that's that we can go to the third end as non-career ambassadors. And in that regard, Mr. President, we have entered for our consideration. There are one, Lateef Kayode Kolawole Are, non-career ambassador representing Ogun State, Aminu Mohammed Dalhatu, non-career ambassador from Jigawa State, and Emmanuel Ayodele, CFR, non-career ambassador from Oyo State. I so move, Mr. President.
Moved by the leader of the Senate, finalize their
motion as moved by the. You have the floor to move the motion on foreign affairs.
Distinguished colleagues, Abubakar Sani Bello, Niger North. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, may I move a motion that the Senate do consider the report of the screening committee of 3 ambassadors, namely Lateef Kolawole Are. Give highlights of the summary.
Any seconder?
I'm Sali Eric Oshomole. I represent to enable our chairman to present the report of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I so move, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support of the report being presented before us, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished Senator Governor Bello, you may move forward. Yeah, distinguished Senator, go ahead and just give us a summary.
So I'll just go straight to. The committee has carefully and exposure, conduct, character, and in-depth knowledge of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We so move.
Senator Wamako.
Bello. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and settled. The ayes have it. Yes.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that.
Minority Leader, we do revert to Committee of the Whole to consider. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Lateef Kayode Kolawole Are, representing Ogun State, for appointment as a non-career ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Hatu, representing Jigawa State, will the Senate approve the nomination of him and say nay? The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues,
To plenary to enable the chair report program.
The president nominees for Abdulhatu, non-career ambassador from Jigawa State, Emmanuel Ayodele, OK, non-career ambassador from Oyo State. Is this a true reflection of what Wale Are Muhammad Dalhatu? I have it. The nomination OK, representing Oyo State for appointment as a non-career ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Emmanuel Ayodele OK, representing Oyo State is hereby confirmed as a non-career ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me thank the chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, distinguished Senator Bello, handled. And I also congratulate the ambassadors designates and wish them very successful tenures. At the same time, I congratulate the President of Nigeria for being able to fish out square pegs and putting them in square holes. And I do know that the appointments will bring better relations between Nigeria and any foreign country that they are sent to. Congratulations to the Senate for all your contributions. Leader of the Senate.
Order of the day is the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Electoral Matters on the confirmation of the nomination of Dr. Chukwuemeka J. Chukwu, representing Abia State, for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner in the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Mr. President, you may wish to invite His Excellency, most distinguished Senator Simon Bako Lalong, Chairman of the committee, to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I stand to present the report standing in my name on the order paper. That is
For the presentation of the report of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters with reference to the screening of nominees for confirmation as resident electoral commissioners. Thank you, Mr. President. I so support.
President nominee for the Independent National Electoral Commission. Those in support of the motion say aye, and those against say nay.
Simon Lalong, representing a report as a resident electoral commissioner. Is not a new person by Mr. President. So that the nominee is perfectly qualified. There's no petition against him. And having seen the records in the last tenure of his last tenure, met the following recommendations. To having studied the committee nominees' curriculum vitae and other relevant documents in addition to exhaustive interaction and deliberations, the committee members were unanimously satisfied with the nominee considering his wealth of experience, exposure.
Chukwuemeka J. Chukwu, representing Abia State for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner REC in the Independent National Electoral Commission. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Reverse to committee, reverse to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I second the motion that the Senate reverse to plenary to enable the chair report progress. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that this August Assembly do revert to plenary for the chair to report progress. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Electoral Matters on the screening of Mr. President's nominee, Dr. Chukwuemeka Jechukwu, for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner Reg, representing Abia State of the Independent Electoral Commission, and approved the nomination of Dr. Chukwuemeka Jechukwu as Resident Electoral Commissioner Reg, representing Abia State at the Independent Electoral Commission. Is this a true reflection of what transpired? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Dr. Chukwuemeka Jechukwu, representing Abia State, for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner Reg in the Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Dr. Chukwuemeka Jechukwu, representing Abia State, is hereby confirmed as Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC, in the Independent National Electoral Commission. The nomination of Dr. Chukwuemeka Jechukwu is hereby confirmed Thank you to distinguished Senator Lalong and his committee members for the expeditious manner in which you handle this, and I thank the entire Senate. On behalf of the Senate, wish the nominee a successful tenure as a Resident Electoral Commissioner, and hope that he will go there to do justice to all and sundry, and particularly contribute to ensuring that every vote counts in the country and the electoral process continues to improve. Congratulations, Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. The fourth order of the day, persons listed on the order paper for appointment as commissioners of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, they are Aisha Mahmood Kantibelo being reappointed as commissioner, and Dr. Animashan Fuad Olayinka being appointed as commissioner. Mr. President, you may wish to invite, in the absence of distinguished Senator Abaribe Enyinaya Hakot, who is the chairman of the committee, may wish to invite to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report is Deputy Lola Ashiro to move the motion. I so submit.
So, Senator Ashiro.
The chairman of Committee on Power, Senator Abaribe, I stand to move a motion that I be permitted to present for consideration, to lay and present for consideration the report. I so move.
Go ahead. So go to just the findings.
All necessary procedure and diligence in examining all the documents submitted to it, and has come up with a resolution and recommendations. The findings and observations are at the end of scrutiny exercise. The committee's findings are as follows: that the nominees are qualified to hold the position ascribed to them on the governing board of NERC, that the screened nominee possesses the relevant experience